Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Food Junkie, just coming at you with a little conversation this afternoon, early evening. I've been out running errands all day, and I was listening to Olivia the Oracle. Hey, y'all, what's up, babies? How you doing, Tex Coco? What's up, Carrie Ray, baby? What's up, RJ Supreme, man? How you doing? Um, Egyptian goddess, baby. What's up? How you doing? This ain't gonna be a food video. This gonna be a conversation video. Well, it's not. You saw the title. I'm a black man first. Is the title of this video because I was listening to Olivia the Oracle conversation she's having. I don't know if she's still having it, but it was like a 5 hour, 6 hour, going on 6 hour conversation she was having. I was listening to that conversation, and she was started talking about the Tariq video about butt breaking, things of that nature. What's up, Miss Queenie, baby? How you doing? I saw you over there. And that conversation led to a whole bunch of different conversations and topics, whatever, that really strikes my interest. That really, I wish that we would talk more about on this side of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? The beefing and stuff is really good, but the reality is there's so much more going on in the complexity of our conversations and the complexity of our mindsets and our thought processes and things of that nature that we have yet become to explore, because we know that the BS and the nonsense. What's up, Miss Paulette, baby? How you doing? That the nonsense and the BS is what gets us the numbers. You know what I'm saying? And if we're not talking about the BS and the nonsense, I'm talking about what someone else did and said on here or whatever, people don't really want to hear that. But the conversation Miss Olivia had was a really good conversation, and it was something that evoked this response for me to keep listening to while I was on my errands. And also, I wish I was engaged in it more, but I said, running errands and things of that nature. But the title of I'm a Black Man First comes from, there was a question asked, or there's a question that's always been debated amongst the Black LGBT men of the group. Which one are you? Are you Black or are you gay first? Which one do you represent? Which side is you on? Like, which set are you repping, basically? And the reality of the situation is I'm a Black man first. I just so happen to be a Black man who is somewhat straight appearing, I should say, straight acting, because I don't consider myself a feminine person. I don't look effeminate. I may be attractive, or sometimes I think I can look pretty, but for the most part, I just look like a regular old dude walking down the street. And one of the guys that I was with before my husband said that he liked that, because now he's with, I guess, I'm a feminine guy, whatever the case may be. And he said that he liked the fact that he was with me, because when we walked down the street together, no one would ever wonder what was going on, because we just look like two men walking down the street who are just happen to be cool, whatever the case may be. And I don't ever try to appear to be something that I'm not. You know, I don't wear clothes that are feminine. I don't try to be effeminate, you know what I'm saying, because that's not who I am. I'm really uncomfortable with that, you know what I'm saying. If someone talks to me or look at me or flirt with me, well, it's not. If I don't flirt with them first, it kind of turns me off and offends me. I'm really strange that way. But I mean, and when people stare too long, what's not? It's like, what are you staring at? Speak or don't speak or turn the fuck away. I'm really strange that way. But my masculinity and femininity was not. I'm comfortable with both, because I know that I do have feminine traits, but also have masculine traits as well. And what I may perceive as feminine is not maybe what the world perceives as what a feminine trait is. What's up, numerology, baby? How you doing? You know, and it's like, for me, that conversation or that question is kind of crazy, because your sexuality is not something that you wear on your sleeve, but your racial and cultural and ethnicity is something that is obvious when for the most part is obvious. Well, it's not when you're looked at. Although I am perceived as a Black man, y'all who know me from the very beginning know that I am actually mixed. You know, I am actually mixed with Hispanic and Indian. I know everyone said that Indian and their family was not, but I am a large percentage of Indian. I'm like an eighth Indian, Blackfoot Indian was not, and a quarter Hispanic. And when my hair is cut low, and I'm saying, y'all know I'm fairly light skinned, well, it's not, but when my hair is cut low, you can see more of that ethnicity or that racial mixology comes into play. But for the most part, I'm a black man because that's how I'm perceived. I'm perceived as a black man. I'm perceived as someone, you know what I'm saying, of the African American race or nationality was not. So that's who I am. It's not even about anything else for me. You know what I'm saying? And the aspect of being gay, of course, and that's I know RJ was not. I know that we all, even the most masculine dudes, are effeminate. They have some effeminate qualities, and even the most effeminate dudes have some masculine qualities. And be it straight, gay, or whatever, we all exhibit both sides of that coin. The masculine and femininity. It depends on which one that you chooses to embrace first. It all depends on which one you choose to acknowledge and represent. You know what I'm saying? And I choose to represent both. I'm not going to hide from my femininity, nor am I going to try to go into this realm of toxic masculinity as well. I'm not trying to be anything other. And being gay or being perceived as same gender loving was not is something that I am. That's not something that, you know what I'm saying, I try to hide from or shy from. Anyone who have met me and met my husband with me will let you know I'm very affectionate to my husband, not to the point to where it's nauseating because I think that PDA is nauseating anyway, be it that you're heterosexual or homosexual or whatever shade or side of that coin that you choose to fall on or identify with. I think that, you know what I'm saying, but acknowledging that you are happy, yet you are comfortable, that you are in love and that you respect the person that you're with, is something that comes naturally regardless of who you're with, be it a man or a woman. I treat people that way because, oh, sorry, not people. I treat my husband that way because I want him to understand that it's him and I. You know what I'm saying? If all else fails, if all this stuff crumbles, well, it's not that I have his back, and hopefully he has mine the same way that I have his. And the whole question of which one are you? On which side are you repping for? I'm repping for me, food junkie, a person who is a black man who happens to be in a relationship with another black man. You know what I'm saying? So it's never something that I try to not acknowledge or not represent or not be true to myself with. And then another question Olivia asked is, she was asking because there was a panelist of men. There was, I think it was a guy named Art. There was Mr. Information. There was Claude. There was Conscious TV. And she asked him the question of, what is your definition of masculinity? And I think that, Conscious had a good answer to that question. Conscious answer was, basically he was on the more spiritual, physiological level was not. But mine is very simple. Masculinity to me is when whomever can be in control of oneself. To me, that encompasses masculinity and femininity. It's not something that, boys don't cry and sugar and spice and everything nice for girls type of situation for me. It's like when you can be in control of yourself and all aspects of yourself, to me, that is both masculine and feminine. And what I don't get, and y'all have heard me say this a couple times with some women on here, is why you raising your voice. You don't have to be loud to be heard. You don't have to be aggressive to have power and strength. Just like with men, you don't have to be loud to raise your voice to be heard. You don't have to show aggression and all this angst and animosity was not to show that you are a man. You are a man because how you present yourself. You are a man because how you speak to other people, how you speak to you. How you represent yourself, how you represent other people. That what makes you a man. That what makes you a woman. And it's a difference between being a man and or a woman and being masculine and being feminine. I think a lot of people confuse those two things, those two aspects of, that conversation. They think that because you're a man, you have to display these certain qualities where you're taking out the garbage, where you bring home the bacon, all those other things. That doesn't make you a man. Making you a man makes you a person who take care of their responsibilities. Making you a man means that you are going to do your best to be your best. What makes you a woman is the exact same thing. There are attributes that we all possess, that we all have, that does not warrant us to be so aggressive or so, worried about these sexual or social confines that does not allow us to be ourselves, that does not allow us to be the best people that we were meant to be, whatever aspect that is. And I just found it was a really good conversation. I found that it was a really good, informative, very level-headed conversation. Was that? I mean, and they said things got heated. I don't think things got heated. I think that things were a little passion, because when you are speaking from your own experience, you should speak with that experience, or from that experience, with passion. You should speak from that experience, or from that experience, was not with the level of knowledge that you know what you're talking about. No one has experienced what you've experienced. So it's up to people, the audience that listening to you, is not to actually listen and absorb that, and not try to, saying, change your mind. But at the same time, speak from their experience as well. And I think that was a really good part of the conversation that I enjoyed, because while things got a little passionate, it was still respectful. It was still something that needed to be said, needed to be done, needed to be talked about, that allowed people to feel like they were heard and they can voice their opinion in a safe space and a safe environment. A lot of people think that having a discussion, or having a disagreement, or having a slight debate is a bad thing. I don't want anyone around me who think that my word is bond 100%. You can agree with what I'm saying, but have your own influences and your own insight as to how it needs to be expressed. And that what makes a good conversation for me. A good conversation is something that we may not always agree on everything 100%, but we are respectful and adult enough to listen to one another, and listen in the intent to hear, and not with the intent to respond all the time. Because Tracy made a good point. I've read something that Tracy wrote in the chat. She says sometimes, I hope I get it right, but she said something like, sometimes you can hear more by saying less, or something like that. It was along those lines, where she was saying that, not every time that for you to be, basically my gist of it was, not every time that you hear something that you have to respond to it. Sometimes you can get more information by just listening and being quiet, opposed to always trying to insert yourself into the conversation. And I think that a lot of people feel like, saying they don't have a voice, they don't have the opportunity to be heard, or to speak. So therefore they're so entrenched on trying to get that point across, regardless of what is being said around them. And if you listen to what is being said, because Olivia pointed something out, because two of the gentlemen, I forgot who they were saying the same thing. I think it was Art and Conscious. They were saying the same thing, but they were saying it in different ways. And Olivia broke it down to say, well, y'all are saying basically the same thing. He's saying what you're saying, but y'all are just saying it differently. And I think that that is something that a lot of us don't do. A lot of us don't understand that, the great part about actually understanding something is actually having the ability to hear what is being said. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. It's so much more than someone in the bush just shared my video and I saw that. Thank you, baby. Appreciate it. It's so much more to being an adult than just because I said so. Because this is how I feel, in my opinion, is the only thing that matters to me. It was really profound numerology. It was really good. And it was just like, we don't master the art of actually listening. We don't master the art of hearing. We don't master the art of comprehending and doing some critical listening, some critical comprehending what's not, and doing some deductive reasoning. We need to really sit back and understand that not everything that we do is always the right thing for everyone. It may be right for us to say it in the moment. It may be right for us to do it in the moment for us, but we need to simply be open enough to understand that it may not be right for everyone. Everyone may not agree with it. Everyone may not believe in it. Everyone may not see it the way we see it. And we need to give them that leeway to have their own opinions and their own interpretations of it, because not everything that they're doing or saying or acting is going to be right for us. And we hope that they will give us the graciousness and the opportunity to be able to respectfully disagree and respectfully, question the why. You know what I'm saying? Just as as I give people the right to question the why of what I do. And when it's asked and responded to in a respectful way, I'm open to have a conversation with you about it. I'm not open to have a conversation with people who are going to be disrespectful, who's going to be rude, who's going to try to play this little mind game. Well, it's not, because I don't have time for that. All I can talk to you about is my experiences. All I can talk to you about is my journey, the journey that I've been on, and hopefully listen to the journey that you've been on. And if there's some common narrative, some common aspects of that, we can agree on that. But if not, I'm still open to hear your story. I'm still open to represent myself as who I am while listening to your story. It was just real. It was a really good in-depth conversation last night, and that is the stuff that I try to look for on YouTube. Granted, a little bit mess is fun. A little bit mess is fine. A little bit mess is cool. But the reality is that my journey on YouTube is not all about what type of mess I'm trying to keep up, or what kind of mess I'm trying to create, or what time who said what about whom and this and the third. That's definitely not what I'm about. That's definitely not what I'm trying to convey with my time and my energy and my content here on YouTube. That's something that, you know what I'm saying, that will come. That's something that, you know what I'm saying, I understand not everyone is down for it. Not everyone is, you know what I'm saying, adult enough to have a conversation like that and have the mindset to listen to things like that. I understand that. That's why I don't try to put names in my titles. That's why I try not to, you know what I'm saying, address every piece of mess that happens here on YouTube. Because the reality is that's not what I'm about. That's not what propels me forward. That's not what gets me to where I need to be. While it's fun and funny at times, well, it's not at the same time. You know what I'm saying? As an adult, I can't, you know what I'm saying, keep being around mess and saying I want something different. I have to put myself in a space, my mind space, a place where I am putting out the energy that I want to receive back. I'm putting out the energy that I'm expecting to receive back. I'm putting out the energy that I am wanting people to gravitate towards, because that's going to bring like energy people, like-minded people to me. And if people don't understand or can't agree with that, I'm okay with that. I understand that I'm not going to be liked by everyone. I'm not going to be, you know what I'm saying, everyone's favorite. Exactly. Exactly, Carrie. And the thing is, I mean, like I said, I've done the videos on butt breaking. I've done the videos on a bed when it was not, you know what I'm saying? I've done the interviews on the sexual atrocities that has been done to black men during the whole slavery aspect was not. And those videos are all on my channel as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for just the beef. I'm not here for the beef at all. If it happens to happen, then it happens. But for the most part, I'm here to have a conversation with you. I'm here to let you guys know who I am. I'm here to open myself up to possibilities of having conversation with people who are not from this specific sector, but who are like-minded with me, and engage with them as well. You know what I'm saying? And people in the sector who are like-minded with me. Yeah, definitely. You know, and it's so funny how people think that, you know, saying if you're not talking about the BS about who said what, who shot John, or who did what to whom, that you're boring. And my point is, I'd rather be boring than not be my authentic self. I'd rather be a person who actually can let you know and expound upon my thought processes and let you understand where I'm coming from, why I think the way I think, why I move the way I move, why I live the way I live, and those aspects of who I am. So you can get to know that, oh, there's something more to him than just talking about the nonsense, being abreast of what's going on with who said what to whom. There's something more to just, you know, not understanding that there's more out there in the world than what you consider entertaining. There's more out there in the world than just you know what I'm saying, being enthralled with mess constantly under the guise of, oh, you're not messy or you don't like this. No. If like I wrote in the Olivia's chat was not, we all subscribe to mess. We all have mess sells. And if you're in it for the money, you're going to enthrall yourself into mess. When you're in it for paying your bills and hoping to get several $1,000s a month, was not, you're going to be part of the mess. You're going to report on the mess. You're going to talk about the mess. You're going to be part of the mess. But when you're actually doing it because you just enjoy talking to people and letting people get to know who you are and interacting with people, was not, then you're going to try to, at least I try to, not engage in the mess as often as I could. Not engage in the mess as often as, people may want me to be. Try to have titles and conversations with you other than just the nonsense. Like I said, I'm a black man first. Like I said, that comes from a question is, saying, who, what are you? Being that I am a same gender loving man who's married to another same gender loving man, you know, who happens to be black, or a black man who happens to be involved with the same gender loving man. I'm a black man first because when I walk down the street, you see a black man. When I walk down, when I walk to the store, you see a black man. When I get stopped by the police, if I get stopped by the police, knock on wood, I don't. I'm perceived as a black man. My sexuality is not something that I wear on my sleeve because it's no one's business, for one. For two, I'm not defined by who I sleep with. That's not how I define myself. That's not how I choose to, that's not what I lead my conversations with. I don't lead my conversations with, oh, hey, my name is Food Junkie, what's not, I'm gay. Oh, hey, how you doing? My name is Food Junkie, I'm bisexual. No. It's no one's business unless I want to sleep with you. What I do sexually. It's none of your business what I do sexually unless I want you to engage in it with me. That's not something that I choose to wear on my sleeve, nor do I choose to hide from it. There is a whole diaspora of people out here that choose to live a certain way because it's more comfortable for them. It's more congruent with how they choose to live their life. And it's no one's business to try to shame them or judge them or pressure them into doing what makes someone else more comfortable, saying what makes someone else more comfortable, living a lifestyle and a quality of life that makes someone else more comfortable. We all need to learn how to start engaging with ourselves first, making ourselves more comfortable, making ourselves okay with who we are, what we are, and how we are before we want the world to accept us, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it was just such a refreshing aspect of a conversation that was had on Olivia's channel that just inspired me to come online and talk to you guys about this. I really was just going to be quiet for the next week or so, but sometimes when things are engaging, you want to be part of that conversation. It may not be part of the conversation on the channel that it is on, but if you have a channel, you can definitely be part of the conversation and the commentary, because I was part of the commentary in the chat. But I was just really impressed in that question, because you hear that question a lot. And being a same gender loving black man, which one are you? Are you black or are you gay? Which one comes first? And for me, is I'm a black man. You know what I'm saying? My passions and my political stances and things like that is informed as a black man. It's not informed as someone who is a same gender loving situation. It just isn't, because I don't live a lifestyle of that. If that makes sense, tell me, if it makes sense. The life that I live is as a black man. I don't live a lifestyle, although I'm married to a man, is not of a same gender loving person. I'm not going to clubs. I'm not marching in parades. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, doing things. My lifestyle is as a black man who see the atrocities and injustices of the world and chooses to try to combat those atrocities of the world. If that makes sense. There are some people who's not like all these labels in the LGBTQIA community was not cisgender, all this. I don't have time for that. I'm black. I'm a man. I don't have time to try to break that down any further than I want to. Other than being black, being a man, and being same gender loving. I can't sit up here and try to put myself in the boxes that society won't want me to fit in to make them more comfortable. When you see me, you see a black man. When you interact with me with that, you see a strong and interact with a strong black man who happen to be same gender loving. But the same gender loving part is a small aspect of who I am. Being black is a larger aspect of who I am, because I know the history of us as black people in this country and across the world. And for me, that's a bigger atrocity than being homosexual or same gender loving, I should say. They're both atrocities, was that, but I think that the stuff that has been done to Black people as a whole is more irreparable and more crazy and more damaging than what it is that has been done toward the LGBTQIA in my eyes. Like I said, this is just my opinion. People will like it, people may disagree with it or not, but it's my opinion. My opinion is, as a Black man, I've seen more atrocities happen to Black people in history and over the course of my lifetime than I have seen toward, you know, changing and loving people. People may have discriminated against you as a member of the LGBT community, was not. But I've seen, read, and heard about Black people being lied on just and being hung and drugged by chains from behind tow trucks and cars and stuff, being mutilated and beaten just for being born Black, being born on different color skin. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's more atrocious than it is someone who was born gay, but you have the choice to, well, not everyone is feminine, so I can't even say that. So I can't even say that comment. But that's not something that people can actually look at you and say, "Oh yeah, I know for sure that you're X, Y, Z." Opposed to someone being able to look at you and say, "Yeah, I know for sure that you are a Black man, and I know for sure that you are a Black woman, and I know for sure that you have African heritage in your system. So therefore, I'm going to treat you differently because of such. I'm going to stop your economic progress. I'm going to stop your educational progress." I haven't heard of a group of homosexual people or LGBTQIA people, is not, for the most part, being discriminated against, was not, and being denied education, being denied housing, being denied jobs, being denied banking institutions, being denied, you know, saying all those things that us as a Black people have been denied over the course of history, even to today. There's no redlining. There's no bank codes in history that I know about that specifically attacked the LGBTQIA. Now, I'm not saying that there's not situations where it has happened, but as a whole, there are banking laws, banking rules, Jim Crow laws, redlining situations, redistricting, redistricting. You know, you're not trying to say that affects us as a Black people as a whole. And it's not for me to say that, you know, it is more or less better or worse. Because any type of discrimination is wrong. Any type of where you've being told you can't do something because of whatever nationality, sexuality, whatever it is that you have is wrong. But as a whole, it affects us as a Black people on a vast, larger majority than it does the LGBTQIA community. You know, I just found that, you know, saying it's really funny how we don't look at that or don't try to understand that or comprehend that on a level to where we can have a little empathy for our fellow man. You're right, St. Louis, that is a sad part, baby. But like I said, you know, me being able to acknowledge that I'm a part of many different categories. But the category that I choose not to shy away from is being a Black man. The category that I choose not to shy away from or try to hide or not acknowledge or try to misrepresent is the fact that I am a Black man. I'm not trying to falter from that. I'm not trying to look at it as in, oh, it's a hindrance or it's something that holds me back. No, it propels me forward because I know what I have to do. I know how hard I have to fight. I know how good I have to be. I know how confident I have to be. I have to know, you know what I'm saying, all the aspects of it that makes me who I am, that has given me the strength to be who I am, who have given me, who be understanding and recognizing that I am a black man, has allowed me to move through this world with the confidence and integrity that I have, with the knowledge that I have, with the understanding and compassion that I have for other people. Because I understand and recognize what it is that I've been through, what is it that we've been through as a people, to give me the comfort, the compassion, and sometimes the downright arrogance to be who I am. See, I'm not one who likes to think that, you know what I'm saying, it's not true or it's not me or it can't be me, you know what I'm saying, tomorrow. I know that if you don't acknowledge your history and be aware of it, was that you're bound to repeat it. You're bound to walk through that same road until you gather that lesson that you need to have gathered from it. Being able to look more than just what's in front of me, what's not, but also what has been around me, what has been behind me, what others have experienced, taking into account other people's interpretations and experiences, so I can help form my own, or let myself know what my own experiences is, what my own interpretations are. A lot of us don't do that. A lot of us just think that, you know what I'm saying, we're monolithic. Oh, you're black, so this and that. Or you're gay, so this and that. Or you're a woman, you're this and that. You're a man, this and that. No. No one is monolithic. I fall into several categories that other content creators on here fall into, but I'm not them and they're not me. I don't expect them to be me, nor do I expect them to expect me to be them. You know, we can't sit around and look at people as if they may fall into one category, so therefore they're that person or they're that individual, or they have those qualities or traits. Well, it's not. Like I said, I'm black, I'm a man, I'm same gender loving. That those 4 or 5 things was not are encompassing with a majority of black, gay content creators, male content creators on here. But we're all different. We're all vastly different. What's not, and we all should be able to take something from each other, learn something from each other. What's not. I said we're all gonna get along because we're not gonna get along because some people are just not my cup of tea. It is what it is. Don't apologize for it. Won't apologize for it. But at the same time, I could take something from you, even if it's what's not to do, even if it's what's not to how to carry ourselves, even if it's what's not, you know. But yeah, I'm a black man first and foremost. Everything else, you know what I'm saying? It's not optional, but it's up to me to show it or not. It's up to me to discuss. Can't hide from is being a black man. What I can't hide from is what you see when you walk up to me, or when I walk up to you, which that is being a black man. That I cannot hide from. That I do not want to hide from. I just can't. I won't. But yeah, I didn't want much. I just felt that, saying, this is my aspect, my little part of the conversation that Olivia was having. This is my little, saying, side note, sidebar to that conversation. That's it, y'all. Don't want anything else? I think I'll take a little nap before I get ready to start cooking. But yeah, that's what it is. Appreciate you guys being here. You gotta know I love you guys. But as always, it's not important that I love you. It's more important that you love yourself. You love someone else. I definitely would appreciate if you like the video on the way out, you guys, and on the replay as well. Just like the video, you know what I'm saying? And leave me some comments and some thoughts of what you guys have based on this commentary. Y'all have a great day. And I love you guys. Maybe, girl, baby, how you doing, sweetheart? I'm ready to go, baby. It's not very long. It's only like 35 minutes or so. So if you want to watch it, I appreciate if you do. But y'all have a great day, you guys. I hope that, what I'm saying, we are conversations like this. I think that we're blessed to be able to talk to one another without having the distractions of the mess all the time. you know. But yeah, y'all, I definitely appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great day. You too, baby. Thank you. Y'all just have a great day, you guys, and just stay blessed, be blessed. You know what I'm saying? Live your life in love. Excuse me. Live your life in love. Don't always be tied down and boggled down by the mess. Y'all have a great day. And until next time, this is your boy Food Junkie, and I will talk to you crazy kids later. Until then, peace.